Up there. I know in search got a couple rounds, but overall couldn't get it done. And now we are back with Valorant, West Virginia versus Winthrop tonight.
Yes. I will say, very exciting stuff here, admittedly. Like you said, against Maryville, unfortunate in their almost had them. So close to almost having that. Obviously, having that solid lead there on Lotus just to, in the end, give it up. It's unfortunate, but it's against a very strong team, you know. And then coming in this week for Winthrop, I would say expectations are high for this Mountaineer squad. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
Absolutely. You know, Winthrop, one of those teams we had a bit of a story with last year in the fall and the spring because it was a former school of two of our players, of A77 and Guck 107.
Right.
They've played each other a few times. I believe yesterday, I believe I said we're like 1-1, 1-2 maybe on the win-loss. So we're looking to either tie that up or get that lead. I didn't really get to go back and see all the different leagues that we play in with Winthrop in it and how many times we played them or not. But regardless, Winthrop, the only collegiate team in Challengers still.
Yep.
One of the better teams in Challengers historically. And now, this offseason, a big story in collegiate Valorant this past offseason, picking up Governor, a very known player, a very good player, to replace, I believe it was Flair, left the school. So now, same other 4 players. You have Moobs, you have Infiltrator, you have Glyph, you have Ollie, and then you have now Governor. So a very strong lineup. But West Virginia, we were just talking about it earlier today, Yearn in the lineup has been on a tear, playing out of his mind.
Yeah, I mean, insanely well. I think as of right now, I mean, just kind of just having his way, like doing whatever he wants to do. I mean, fragging out when he needs to frag out. We saw those immaculate clutches, last week. And I'm hoping to see more of those today. Those are the rounds where you maybe should not win those. You have a player, like Yearn pops off, gets two, and you end up winning. And those are the rounds that end up winning you the series later on. So those can have a very strong effect on your record throughout the season. So I think having a heavy hitter like Yearn come into the roster and just play as well as he's playing is huge for this team.
No, absolutely. And, speaking on Yearn, I mean, this new league we've been playing in Division 1, if you guys haven't caught that, every Sunday and Monday, some of the best teams in collegiate are playing in this league for Valorant and League of Legends. Yearn, on the Valorant side, is in the top 5 of all 4 major stat categories that they're keeping track of, average per game. Currently, the top 2 kill leaders in that league are Yearn and Guk107.
Yep.
And then Yearn is 4th in ACS, 5th in KD, and 2nd in damage delta. It's A77 rounding up that 5th. So West Virginia individual players are making a big name for themselves on the stat sheet this semester. Just can they get that going as a unit to beat some of these better teams? We saw them take Maryville to 3 maps, nearly reaching overtime in map 3.
Yeah.
And we saw them take St. Clair to 2 very close maps earlier this season in Division 1. So Winthrop tonight, another one of those tests to see if they can take down a juggernaut in this collegiate esports world.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. We are going to see Yearn here hopping on that waylay early on. Guk on the Omen as usual playing that controller. But, I mean, starting here on Corrode. Corrode did not go very well last week against Maryville. It was just a little... I think it was... What was the score of that game exactly? It wasn't pretty.
Which Maryville map?
Corrode.
Corrode Maryville won, I believe, 13-9.
Yeah. I would say it was
it was like 8-10, and then 9-11, and then Maryville ran off with it.
Yeah, and then obviously we took that one on Haven pretty convincingly thereafter. Speaking of Yearn, he went 22-13 actually on that Haven, on KJ as well, which is interesting for sure. Yearn kind of just playing wherever he's needed in reality, and then doing what he does best, which is just get picks, play his role very well, and just be a solid anchor for the team, really.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen, coming into the season, we knew he was going to be kind of like a flex player.
Right.
He can play any role in the game. I mean, week 1 in NACE, we saw him play the smokes role in place of Guk, who hopped on Sentinel for that game, and since then, mainly Sentinel, and then the second duelist when needed. As we're getting into this first map of Corrode.
But yeah, I'm going to be very interested to see here. I mean, we're going to see this Neon just already kind of taking a little bit of space. Guk kind of getting this blind ready here. Slow entrance here, but now a little bit of explosion coming out. Oh, picks coming in. Governor picks up one on Yearn. Yearn going down early here. Guk kind of playing in the smoke with the classic. Somehow gets out of his life. Mountaineers already now in a 4v5 scenario. Not much damage here on this Winthrop side. Viper is low on the Mountaineer side. Neon here playing with this Ghost in the corner. And we can now see this rotate coming in here from Winthrop over to this A site, and not a single Mountaineer player as of right now is even on A site. The closest you have is going to be Excite playing there with that Sheriff holding this angle down. He won't get the comm on the rotate.
I like this defense from the Mountaineers. Corrode, a bit of a more classic 3-lane map when compared to some of the other Valorant maps, and you have such a long mid. These entrances to A site are, a little bit tight to defend, if you will. So West Virginia are definitely falling for this bait towards B.
30 seconds left.
As Moobs walks in, does get traded out by Guk, but the rest of the team, like you said, already on A, just sneaking past that Viper wall. And West Virginia's going to have to try to pinch this with just a Sheriff and a couple Ghosts here on this pistol round.
Yeah, I like that play by Move there, just kind of like delaying that rotate from the Mountaineers, kind of playing, getting one on site, and then just getting traded out. Getting that 1-for-1, but delaying a lot of time for that rotate, and now Winthrop able to get that plan down. Playing heavy here on backside, and now the Flood might come out here a little bit. We're going to see Guk walking out. Neon gets a slide. Coming in from behind. I don't know if they know he's there as of right now. They'll pick up the sound eventually. Omen going to TP out. So many Winthrop players into tight corner. A nice flick coming in, getting a second one. No, the knife comes out, but he cannot find the kill. And a beautiful rotate and slant there from Winthrop, you know, getting on that A side and holding it down to perfection. The Mountaineers cannot make it work. But I would like to say, I mean, that rotate kind of came in fast, but also quite slow. You know, they kind of played over there for a while, waited for Moob to make his presence known over there on B, and executed it perfectly.
Yeah, very well played from Winthrop. I really liked that, you know, that lurk very well executed, like you said, by Moves. Very well known for the lurks on that Sentinel role Moves. And, you know, Governor getting that 4K here, already 6 out of 8 orbs towards that Hunter's Fury. Incredible pace here on the alt economy from Winthrop. And now this anti-eco with the 3 Bulldogs and 1 Phantom, but still playing slow against the Mountaineer defense. 4 stacking B as well.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of really expecting that. We can see Neon here. It's going to be Infiltrator kind of walking up, taking a lot of space in mid, but now letting just kind of back out. Kind of got the comms down that not a single Mountaineer player is going to be playing mid right now. Now we're seeing Moobs, the only Winthrop player with a pistol, walking up, going to get some comms. Bringing it, Ace Center on the right side, though. Gets blinded, forced to rotate out, somehow getting out in time. Viper Wall helping immensely there. Very well timed.
In a big gunfight here, but it looks like the gun advantage from Winthrop is going to keep them on top. West Virginia did get a couple kills there.
30 seconds left.
The eco, but Governor at low HP, this could be winnable for the Mountaineers if they get the opportunity to pick up any of those guns that were dropped, but it looks like no. Oh, they have no idea. Excite still holding this site.
Player standing.
Now all to Urine. Excite will pick up one. Going to be a low Sova with that Phantom. A lot of damage coming in there from the snake bite. Urine only a Sheriff. One tap to the body here on Governor will take him down. The only rifle player alive. Or I guess he has a Bulldog as well. On the side of Ali there. Wallbang trying to come through. Can't make it work. Not a whole lot of time here. Both players kind of playing their angles very well. And the tag will come in. That'll just kind of all she wrote there. Not much you can do there if you're Yearn. At a gun disadvantage, at a health disadvantage. And that scan kind of sealed the deal. Phantom will take care of that pretty swiftly. And already Winthrop taking these first 2 rounds. That last one getting a little bit close. Excite almost finding two with that Sheriff. Now the ult economy already here for Winthrop.
And Governor 7-0 has the Hunter's Fury in bonus round. I mean,
that is insane.
Coming out of the gates on a heater so far is Governor. And now the Mountaineers looking to fight mid here. A lot of focus on mid as the Fade Haunt comes through and the smoke down in bottom mid. But Winthrop looking like they're actually going to hit a site fast here for their bonus round. Already geared up towards B. Behind Governor's drone. Both smokes are in.
Ali will get one with the Bucky there, and now the Phantom coming in. No, it's all up to Guck now. Guck with this last rifle. This Phantom, can he get the headshot here onto Moves? And no, he will lose the 1v1. Winthrop taking that bonus round. And I mean, Hunter Fury coming in here on the bonus is absolutely insane, like you mentioned. Governor playing out of his mind as of right now. And Winthrop already up by 3. And I mean, honestly, for the Mountaineers right now, what are you really looking to change?
You know, I mean, Corrode, you know, you could argue is a bit of a attacker-heavy map. I tend to think it is, especially when the Mountaineers are playing this double duelist comp. It's going to be a little bit harder to defend. You're mainly looking to play the retake. Of course, you have this double duelist, and they just haven't gotten a chance to retake because Moobs on the lurks is getting 1 or 2, and then, you know, the flood comes in onto site, and there's really not anything you can do in Moobs. Alpha peek right into A77's Marshall, and it's not going to be good for much of anything. Now, I mean, like you said, there's not much you can do different. You just have worse guns, and Winthrop's just picking you apart slowly, second by second. And now, no mid control needed, just that rotate to B, and it's a wide open site.
Yeah, I mean, Site's just left wide open here. This B site will be very hard to retake if the Mountaineers right now. Ali will get this plant down. A level 1v1 there, and Urine picked up that one tap there with the Sheriff onto Governor. That is a top frag now down for Winthrop.
It's the gun. Now your objective, I mean, it's a 3v4, so they might want to fight
my
this,
goodness.
and it looks like they are.
Gets him with a stun there. Infiltrator will pick up one on Excite. Excite almost getting that second pick there. Now all to Urine and Guk. Guk with the Sheriff. Urine thinking out first here with the Phantom, and we'll pick up one, but get traded that immediately. Now all up the Guk. Body shot comes in. 1v1. Could get the one tap. Back sight. Smokes gets going, and he cannot make it work. Phantom will get picked up, but he can't find Infiltrator and back sight. I for a second there thought he might just get that one tap onto Neon.
No, I mean, he made the right decision.
He did. I mean,
gun. He just walked. The smoke was still falling. Infiltrator caught just the legs of the character model before the smoke hit the ground. Unfortunate break there for the Mountaineers. That would have been a massive swing round. But now, nonetheless, Winthrop gets a big boost in their eco. West Virginia still on this bye. This is kind of a you need it kind of round.
No, definitely a you need it kind of round.
It's definitely though, but Excite buying that Odin. We see him buy a lot on some of these maps. Corrode with the Odin is huge, but Ollie with the attack operator on the Viper character, getting that opener. As Urine's trying to peek out for some early damage, but regardless, the Odin spam needs to shut down any sort of plants. But A77 holding B down pretty well.
Yeah, wins that long range engagement against a Vandal there here on the B main. But this attack op, I mean, Ali electing to get the operator out of the... Oh, the smoke comes down from Guk, but just not in time. He will get picked off by Ali. That's his second pick now of this round. This attack op coming in very clutch here, even on a player like Viper, or I guess a character like Viper. Not something you see too often, but Ali's making it work. One off that Viper's pit now as well, which will be huge. A lot of times that just kind of wins you the round if you're able to take sight, which so far Winthrop has been able to do. And Excite gonna get blinded, gonna get scanned. Not much he can do. The Infiltrator takes him out. The Odin not coming in. Very clutch, and there's the operator down. A77 will find the headshot. The Glyph picks him up swiftly afterwards, and now that is a must-win round that is simply not won.
And Infiltrator picks up the op, but that's 2 rounds in a row that Guk just... I don't want to say a misplay, but that's 2 times now he puts the smoke down to try to make a move, and then moves before the smoke is down and gets caught out by a gap. And that's just, you can't swing into a gap in the smoke when you know that Ollie has the operator in their hands. And just looking at the KDs here, Winthrop's just winning their gunfights, and West Virginia once again get their first full buy round. Immediately back to Sheriffs and a classic for Urine. They do have 4 ults in the bank though. The question is, are they going to use one on an eco round? We will find out. I honestly think if there's any round you're going to commit some ults, it's going to be this one, so you can try to take some of those ecos away, maybe pick up some guns and save them if you can't win it. The Mountaineers definitely fighting an uphill battle so far.
Yeah, most certainly here. I mean, Ollie with that Viper's Pit ready. They can take sight here. A77 has something similar though. I mean, through 4 ults on the side of Mountaineers right now. Only person not having that is Dinks. Dinks, I believe, not yet to find a kill so far here in the series. In these first 5 rounds. Waylay now coming in. Here's going to be Urine. Getting some information. 1 minute ticking here for Winthrop.
Up to mid, straight into link. Big wall from Dinks, and nobody knew he was there.
Oh my goodness!
What a shot from Dinks, are you kidding me? Does bring it down to a 3v1 after that trade, but Moves doesn't really know what to do here.
They're looking like the first round for the Mountaineers right now, unless Moves has a miracle in him, and it's going to be the ultimate coming down.
Off the Steel Garden.
That is a humongous thrifty for the Mountaineers. That is a must-win round. The Steel Garden came out there at the end as well. Little icing on the cake. If the Mountaineers, they are getting another ult out of this Winthrop economy, now down to 3. Mountaineers only using, I believe, 2 ults that round. And now a timeout will come through here.
Big timeout from the Mountaineers. I think this is a very, very good time for a timeout. You finally get your first round up on the board. You know Winthrop's going to have another full buy. You're back with the eco. You're back on the eco to with the eco rather to buy guns of your own. So you got to game plan a way to not lose these guns again after having them for a round. The Mountaineers, I think, making some of the right decisions, just not coming out on top of the gunfights.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we saw, I would say so far, some solid tactics coming in from Winthrop on these rotates and these site takes. But like you said, a lot of the times it comes down to a initial gunfight just being lost by the Mountaineers. But I mean, they're in round 6. I mean, we saw Dinks go off for 2 with the Sheriff on site, with one of those being an absolutely insane flick. And that is kind of the things you need out of your Neon player there. But I mean, A7, the only player right now on the Mountaineer squad who's actually on 500. But this is a very big round here. They had that thrifty last round. Can they capitalize it here? Going into the next one. Operator for Urn. No ops here for Winthrop. Ali electing to not pick one up here. Also, I'd like to do some light shields.
Urn has, no, absolutely. Urn has shown a lot of promise with the operator these past 2 matches. So this is definitely a place where you'd like to see it in the slide through from the Infiltrator. Right as I sing the praises of Urn with the op, it's just shut down before anything can happen.
Yeah, but if I'm being honest, that was an insane shot there by Infiltrator to slide in there and get the 1-tap with the Vandal, taking out the operator player on site. See. Moves kind of playing here. Dinks has his ultimate. Gonna swing out though, and he's gonna get the one tap on the gunfight. Phantom versus Vandal. Phantom comes out on top. Dinks not gonna pick up that operator though. Still has that ultimate. We've seen so many times him absolutely go crazy with that Neon ult. Viper's Pit as well available for both teams. Governor gets that plant down. There's that Viper's Pit coming out here from Ali.
This 2v3, Dinks is going to be coming from CT, and a bit of a pinch from this mid link from A77, but this Viper's Pit's going to be so difficult to fight into. Dinks. The timing there, the wide swing, the flick from Governor's just on one today with the aim, and that might be all she wrote. A77 just looking for an exit. No, it's going to actually save the gun. I like this idea. But being hunted down. They almost line up.
Oh, man. Yeah, almost lining up there for him. Gets the big damage with the shorty at the end, but cannot secure the kill on Sova. And that is a big round win there for Winthrop. Try to smush out any momentum the Mountaineers might have gained from that eco or that thrifty earlier on. But now, I mean, Urn back with that operator again. Didn't really work out in his favor last round, but, you know, in all honesty, it could have been a kind of a freak play there from Infiltrator. Getting on a site so quickly to Vandal and just kind of taking control, getting that trade.
Yeah, and once again, it's another round where the Mountaineers have the right ideas. They have the right angles. We saw Guck kind of fall asleep on that angle over towards A site, and we saw Urn just get
there it is
by Infiltrator, but there he finally gets activated with that operator, taking it on moves, so that lurk being down is huge, but Winthrop's going to use that as a cue to start fast hitting B. They're already in the lobby. Up into elbow. The site's looking to hold this one down.
It's the gun swap. Gets the kill on Omen. Oh my goodness. Humongous flick there onto the Omen teleport. Take that one down, and is now all up to Governor. Hunter's Fury in his back pocket. Phantom in the front pocket. It is Urn, A7, and Dinks. Urn still has that operator. Dinks lurking nearby, holding this angle. Can he get the 1-tap? Or the Phantom, and he will. Dinks taking out Governor and taking the 2nd round here for the Mountaineers. And that was a beautiful defense there by Excite, playing that so well. Taking out 2, then getting traded. I mean, that is exactly what you want to see in those scenarios.
I mean, that A site is so difficult to re-clear for the attack side. I mean, it's such a small site. The A site and B site are both so small with such tight corners and cubbies that, you know, once that initial hit doesn't work and you're Governor there and you have to, you know, try to re-clear it, there's so many angles for the defense to sit in. The Mountaineers just do a great job taking advantage of it that round. And now the eco starting to get a little bit back on track. With the operator again opening it up with a pick onto Governor, the main shooter. So Winthrop has to activate another player if they want to take this round.
A humongous early frag here from Yearn, taking out Governor, like you mentioned at the top frag. Got to have somebody else step up here. Maybe it'll be Ali. Ali, we're already taking out Guk, but now being traded back out by Yearn. Dink's gonna go by moves. Here comes the shorty. Not gonna make it work though. Excite picks up Glyph. Trades out for Yearn. Now a 2v2. Here we're gonna
Nightfall came out. Excite.
Yeah.
Opting to do that in this 2v2. I like that idea. It does hit Infiltrator, but it looks like it's gonna fade away.
No pun intended.
Yeah, that was genuinely unintended. But Infiltrator pops that overclock with nobody on the site, just trying to clear it, and now has to get all the way back to the spike where I think he was heard by Excite, and he was.
Almost finds that tether. Ooh, missed the shots there though. Infiltrator will take him down. All up now at 8-7. Picks up one, almost picks up the next. Humongous swing there by Winthrop though. Able to rotate back and now taking their 7th round. That was a close one. I mean, they had the 2v2. Sound of the shots just were not simply on point. You said it earlier. Sometimes it just kind of comes down to those gunfights, those one-on-one gunfights to really shift the tide here. Right, that's a prime example.
Beautifully played by Infiltrator.
It was.
Getting that swing, acknowledging that Excite is there, knowing A77 is probably there for the refrag, using that wall to isolate the 1v1, playing that angle so well. I mean, you had Ollie coming in for the help, but didn't need it. I mean, just wonderfully played by Infiltrator to isolate both those 1v1s and still coming out with their life.
Big lurk coming in here. Dinks.
Smoke might be gorgeous, but they have to clear first. They do.
Dinks will find one there onto Glyph. That is a smoke player already down now. 3v4 from Mountaineers here. Dinks is going to be very low.
Judge is going to be nasty. Not cleared.
Oh, it is.
It is Ollie.
Kind of faking the plan here by Governor. Will elect to stick it this time, though. And here, Dinks here. You're very low. It's a 2v4. Not too much you can do, and then they have complete and under control here of A side. We can see, though, I believe it is Moobs kind of walking up here slowly onto A77. Will he clear? He will not, but Moobs somehow still comes out on top there with the pick. A little bit of BM afterwards as well. And now it is all to Dinks. 95 health. Got a little bit of a re-up, and he finds... Wait, that was not... Sorry, that was a complete mix-up there. I was so confused. I was like, wait, what?
Dinks is just sitting to save. Gonna try to take that gun to the next round. The eco of the Mountaineers very low. Getting to the end of this half, you wanna... You want to avoid a 10-2. Oh, but they're going to shoot some
goodness.
Dinks gets 3, but loses the gun. So that is, you get 3 kills of economy there, but you lost the only thing you were saving for. And it's going to be another Sheriff's and Marshal round here for the Mountaineers. Dinks probably just going to try to rip that overclock if necessary.
Yeah, I think if you're Dinks here, you definitely just pop that overclock. I mean... Almost got that 3rd player there.
It's like there might be a bit of a trap play here for the Mountaineers. With Excite and Dinks hanging out here in top mid. The smoke bottom mid comes out from Guk early, so that's going to give them potentially a chance to take some space, but no, they're just going to sit and wait.
Excite kind of waiting for the perfect time here. Won't get anything with his utility there. Hunter Fury on site for Governor, but Excite takes him out swiftly. 2 dinks to the head. There through the smoke. Beautiful plays. Now 5v4 for the Mountaineers. An early pick. Kind of slowing down this Winthrop attack. Now it's going to be Ali going down again. Yearn finds him with the Sheriff. Moves with the wallbang on Ace on site. Waylay Util now coming in once again. The Sheriffs are here to play for the Mountaineers right now. Dinks has his overclock. Will have to pick up Marshall, though. Now playing here on B side. Glyph picks up one on Guk. Now back down to a 2v2. Yearn's making it a 2v1. Can he clean up the last player here? It's going to be Glyph. TP coming across. It'll be fake, though.
TP.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds here for Glyph to make something happen.
The 2 duelists for the Mountaineers both upgraded their guns. No utility for either of them, though, and Glyph does have a smoke here to work with. The clock running down, has to commit to this B site. The plant comes down. I don't know if you're the Mountaineers here. I mean, you have the two duelists. You have to kind of fight this together, and Urine has to be really careful to not be caught out here with the 1v1 or 2v. Dinks does. Played perfectly.
Yeah, perfect execution there. Kind of baiting out the shots there by Dinks. Urine cleaning up from behind. I mean, Urine going off insane that round, finding either 2 or 3. Huge thrifty from the Mountaineers there to get 3 to 8. And now picking up the rifles.
I mean, this West Virginia team is, you know, they're winning more duels with sheriffs than they are with guns, and I find that commendable. And now it looks like they're gonna stick with this you know 1-2-2 setup once again, unless Urine ends up walking towards mid.
I need this. Thank you.
No, Excite and Dinks are gonna once again try to play for the space in mid, and I think Winthrop's gonna play with the idea of trying to fight for some mid space as well, with the spike angled towards B. Another 2 early smokes.
You already see this recon kind of coming in here from Governor. He got taken out early onto the smoke last time. Hunter's, oh goodness. Hunter's Fury will take out one on Excite. Gets the scans beautifully there. An early pickup there for Winthrop when they have been lacking in these last couple of rounds. Big snake bite coming out, trying to deny any access on the main. And it's all up now. Full side control here for Winthrop. He's going to have to play kind of up top here in Heaven.
Gonna try to retake with this ultimate. Oh, but the Steel Garden comes out right in time. So West Virginia is not going to be able to get as much value as they would want. So both ults negated.
Big pickup there from 7. We'll get traded out immediately, though, and Gug finds one on Infiltrator. 2v3 for the Mountaineers right now. Viper's Pit will come out here from Ollie. Guardian in his hand. 8 bullets here. Nice handle trade. Can't clear the corner. All up now to Urine. Swings out. Will get traded. Left picks up 2 there with the Phantom. Playing that corner very well. And now 3 to 9 is going to be your half. And I mean, for the Mountaineers there, that was a humongous Steel Garden coming out from moves, kind of negating a lot of the ults. And you had the Viper's Pit at the end. Not much you can do there to really retake that site. Just such a deep ultimate pocket for Winthrop. Obviously looking to use every single one throughout the last round of the half. And now going down 9 to 3 here on a map that they have struggled on throughout the season here. It's kind of looking like a similar story we had last week.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the kind of double-edged sword you're going to have running this double duelist comp, because when you're defending, whatever site the Viper is not on is going to be weak.
Right.
Which means you have to stack more players on it. And then whatever site the Viper is on, you only have Viper Uther for delay. But Winthrop, with that Vice, has so much delay, plus the Viper. I mean, they're just able to do so much. So now West Virginia have to make up on the attack half, and Dinks is going to start it off. And, you know, that's the other thing. When you're playing into this Winthrop comp that has the Viper and the Vice, mid is going to be one of your biggest chances at victory, taking that mid control so you can get through and around the Viper and Vi's delay utility. And it looks like West Virginia is going to do that here on this pistol round. But
oh my goodness. Dinks
came alive this round.
Yeah, coming off for 3 with the Ghost here. Now we're going to see, oh my goodness, a nasty flick from 7 with the Sheriff. Mountaineers have looked so beautiful with these Sheriffs so far here in this match, and now all up to Ollie. Gonna fake the defuse. There's just too many Mountaineer players, though. Dinks is half health. Swarmed here by the last 3 players, and Mountaineers will take their pistol rounds. A very good start here on attack.
Absolutely. One round at a time if you're the Mountaineers. You're trying to chip into that lead, and we're going to see A77 this time. Maybe not. I'm going to buy that. Yeah, we're going to see A77 here. Thought about taking that that Outlaw, but not quite yet. Going to stick to that Sheriff for a little bit of extra money going into a potential bonus on this anti-eco.
You ever see a little lineup here? Dinks finding one early on Governor, though.
Governor falling early. That's been kind of the story. When Governor goes down early, West Virginia has a much higher chance You know, especially on this defense where you're going to lose all of that recon, the utility. West Virginia, A77 on the other side on that lurk, finding 2. They line up into the Sheriff. And now the wall comes up. West Virginia scurries over, but the trigger discipline from Ollie. You only have a classic, so really not much to do, even when they walk past. But Guck is, you know, the light bulb kind of went off above his head, like in a cartoon, and turned around and found the lurking Ollie behind them. Now West Virginia on their anti-eco. Looking clean, looking quick, looking smooth on this attack half.
Yeah, now all to one player here. Glyph kind of playing in the same spot Dinks did last time. Maybe he can have a similar outcome. Finding 2 or 3 rotating Mountaineer players. Take some rifles out of their hands. I don't think he will elect to take side with a classic here, if I had to guess.
That a spike. Just get another ult orb.
Yeah.
Don't lose any eco. The death doesn't get counted on your stat. He's just waiting for an exit kill potentially, and does find an exit. So does chip into the eco of at least Excite, you know, avoiding the flawless anti-eco. Yeah. Mountaineers going into their bonus. A lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, a whole bunch of bread here. The savings are high. Excite now with that Sheriff, the only pistol here for this Mountaineer squad. But looking on the side of Winthrop, that Odin coming in from Governor. Governor has gone down surprisingly a lot when it comes to that first frag. But 15-7 for him overall. And I'm very interested to see how this Odin might come into play here. We saw Excite earlier on try to pull something off similar, but just didn't have much success with it.
Glyph, the lone player here in A lobby, but Infiltrator is going to open up with an early kill down mid onto Yearn. Winthrop, known to take a lot of map space, be very aggressive, and Infiltrator did a great job there playing around that smoke down bottom mid and getting that opener. Now, if you're West Virginia, you lost one of your 2 duelists, so a lot of those game plans are going to go out the window with both teams on a bye. Oh, West Virginia on their bonus, but nonetheless, both Viper walls up. West Virginia is going to slow walk all the way over to B. They're going to try to fight through the Spice utility.
It's going to be a hard battle here, though. Down a player. Yearn going down early in the round. Omen Smoke. Going to try to delay some time here for Winthrop. Now we're kind of seeing already this entire Winthrop team just kind of rotating. Not too much. We see some people on A, some people on B.
Everybody away, being stuck. Trying to spam out the Razor lines, but bit of a big brain spot. A77 on the lurk once again, taking out the Viper counterpart. Putting the wall up to take a little bit more space, but now Dink stuck in the Razor vines and taken down by moves simultaneously as the lurk of A77 shut down.
10 seconds left.
All to Excite. Now gets the wide swing, and we'll find one here on Moobs. Only with a Guardian and 30 health, though. Infiltrator will get the slide to pick him off. 5-10 now here for Winthrop. And that was beautiful defense there on that site. Not too many Winthrop players even having to really defend. You had, what, 2 or 3 still there on mid. A77 did find one on the rotate, but wasn't swiftly taken out. And, I mean, now with the op here on Yearn, Yearn did go down pretty early on, and that did kind of halt the Mountaineer attack. Ended up biting them in the butt there later on. Yearn 11-11 so far here in the series.
Playing this lineup from A77 to get that orb back over towards Link. West Virginia not wasting any time towards B. This lurk from A77 has been sniffed out the past couple of minutes. Has gotten a little bit of value, but traded and moves, finding Yearn early again. Before any of the utility can be baited, before any map space can be taken. Goes down without a fight, and that's going to leave Excite with the dropped operator here in this holding. Razorvine successfully spammed out this time, so the Mountaineers had a chance at taking space on B, but once again, that's like the 3rd or 4th time now the Mountaineers try to take some space before the smoke is on the ground, and that time it's A77 getting spammed.
Yeah, and we're seeing the Mountaineers play so slowly here, but just kind of losing these 1v1s, these gunfights. Now we're going to see Dinks finds one there on Infiltrator. Had the lurk, got the clear though. Now making it a 3v4. Dinks very low here.
30 seconds left.
Excite has it up.
Operator, I mean, this is the angle you want to hold if you're Excite, looking down mid, but 20 seconds remaining and the spike is still nowhere to be found in terms of proximity to either site in which you could plant it. And now Guk's
10
trying
seconds
to
left.
work up towards main just a little bit, maybe catch out Ali, but so far no dice. Guk does catch moves on the lurk. And West Virginia still saving all of his guns. Guk's gonna get another fight, and it's the judge from Ollie. Once again, when the Mountaineers try to save, it's just shut down a little bit. Governor 15 and 7, still holding that Odin. I mean, West Virginia does have some solace in the fact that they kept that operator up for Yearn, but I mean, it looks like they're just gonna keep trying to swing the battering ram at B until something sticks. So far, I mean, you know, no luck getting through moves.
Yeah, moves has been a roadblock for this Mountaineer team so far. Yearn back on that operator. The last 2 rounds have gone down very early. Got to stop happening if you want to try to get an attack going and keep it going, more importantly.
The operator shot comes out, and once again, I mean, it's moves from the same angle every round, taking out one of the 2 duelists from West Virginia as they try to enter the site. I mean, that's like, what, 4 or 5 rounds in a row? Where either Dinks or Yearn just walk into moves on the same angle. Taken out early. This time, Guk does get the smoke down and TP's in, so at least some space is taken on the site. Governor's going to try to fight through the smoke and shut down for flag site. That is the Odin down, but then swings right into moves once again. Moves is doing whatever he wants for free. 4 in a row from moves on this B site. Swinging, looking for the ace. Taken down by A77 Sheriff, but the damage has been done. 3v1, A77 last alive with no gun to speak of. Does get another exit, but that's going to be Winthrop. Going to match point after moves finds 4. For, you know, little to no price.
Yeah, I mean, playing from the exact same angle time and time again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 4 times. I mean, there's not much. Can't blame anybody but yourself there. Yeah, I can't. Nah, it's just.
Match point.
Shout out.
You know, shout out to director Josh Steger, says J. Cole's the greatest musician of all time. Said it in our meeting.
Not a horrible take.
Not a horrible take. I mean, I like the take, but you know, shout out. You know what? Just shout out.
Just shout out, dude. Pick up the boy. But now, I mean, like you said, match point here.
Match point.
Yeah. On another note, Winthrop on match point here. Mountaineers did look strong in those first 2 rounds on attack, and the second the rifles got involved, they kind of fell apart, which has been a consistent theme here throughout the series on Kuro. Just if there are some pistols, some sheriffs, or on the money line. There are rifles involved. Not too good, but Yearn finally on the other end of the first frag here in the round.
Virginia has 3 ults in the bank. Yearn 1 orb away, Excite 2 orbs away. So if you play your cards right and you don't let yourself get put in a super disadvantageous position in a gunfight and die early, West Virginia has a chance to rattle off 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 rounds if they use these ultimates correctly and damage the eco of Winthrop. But it has to be done cleanly. And the Mountaineers now gearing up towards A. This time they're going to meet up with the lurker of A77, not alone, like we have seen the past few rounds. Glyph hiding in this cubby, holding the smoke.
Shadows
Trying to throw it on top of the Razor Vine, waiting for the smoke to come out from Guk, and the trigger discipline once again not cleared. Can't find more than 1 though. So the trade, not too much damage done to the Mountaineers. Dinks does go down, so you lose the potential on overclock, but Guk stays alive. The spam from Infiltrator doesn't allow him to live for long. And as Yearn pops that waylay ult to try to take this space, it's shut down, but not for long. Yearn with 3 on the round, giving West Virginia a little bit of a breath of life here.
Spike planted.
The plant is down. It's a 2v1. You just can't let moves get the 1v1s, and Yearn's not going to let it happen with 4 on the round. Once again, I mean, we've seen this time and time again, especially on this map, when West Virginia needs life, it's Yearn. giving them a round where they probably shouldn't have won it, cutting the lead down to 6, and you still have 3 ults in the bank to try to rattle off a few. Winthrop has 3 of their own.
Yeah,
And an operator in the hands of Governor.
yeah, it's a dangerous operator there for sure. But I would like to point out, Yearn consistently for like 3 rounds was going down first. And the second he is on the other end of that starting frag, I mean, it's just an immediate 4-piece coming in. We can now see Ace97 walking up Glyph, trying to play a similar position there, but finally getting a nice pick. That is already the smoke player down here for WVU. They're only smoke.
7 down, you're going to lose your orb, you're going to lose that Viper wall. They're still going to try to take the space mid regardless. Ollie playing here in elbow. Dinks leading the charge. Governor at half HP, holding this for the operator. Have to be careful, dry swinging it. Dinks does barely get away with his life. Now here comes the ult from Infiltrator. Perfectly placed stun from Dinks to shut it down.
Yeah,
Now
huge
it's
play.
Yearn. Oh, Ollie takes out Excite, but regardless, Yearn's going to try to get a little bit of a lurk off. The overclock comes through, but Dinks a little bit off kilter with the aim. It's going to be up to Guck and Yearn, the top 2 kill leaders in the Division 1 league. In this 2v2 against Governor and Moobs. An operator in the hands of Governor. A site taken by the Mountaineers, but out comes the Steel Garden, walking straight into the smoke, unaware of Governor. The trade does come through between the classics. And now it's a foot race. Guck's trying to make it over to B.
And a little Tom and Jerry chase coming in right now from Moobs and Guck.
It looks like Moobs is going to take the faster route through Link. Oh, did they catch Guck? Guck is the off. Is he going to find it? Yes! It's Guck 107 with the operator. Jumping out of window, taking the fall damage, finding the kill onto Moobs, who probably, made the right decision going through Link and not trailing behind, but still Guck quick with the draw. Keeping West Virginia alive for now. I mean, if you win this round, the eco of Winthrop is in the dumpster. So West Virginia's got a shot at life here, but you only have the Viper's Pit to work with.
Yeah, and if I'm West Virginia here, if I'm Ace97, I am popping that down the second I get the chance. Take a site, get that down. You have 4 Phantoms on your payroll, and I think that is the exact reason why. Get those spams coming through. Leave the round with 0 bullets in the mag. But they need this to win. They need this to continue on, keep the hopes alive. Only 5 rounds separating them. I'm sending this to overtime, though.
Oh, we are going to get a tech pause coming in here. So, you're going to see our pretty faces for another few minutes, potentially. I mean, West Virginia have, like you said, they've struggled a little bit on Corrode, have yet to get a W on Corrode, at least against a team of the caliber of Winthrop.
Yes.
They lost Corrode Map 1 to Maryville last week, and they lost Corrode, I believe, against St. Clair in Map 1. So
Yeah, I think so as well.
I could be wrong.
I do believe you're correct there. Corrode's been a notorious struggle for Mountaineers so far. I feel like a lot of times when a new map comes out, the Mountaineers kind of struggle to adapt. Early on, they are, I guess you could say, I guess it depends on that map, but
it depends on the meta on the map. I mean, we saw that on Abyss last year.
Yes, and my main thing was Abyss there. Abyss was a struggle for a while until that was able to kind of be
permaban all season. We barely saw. I don't think we saw any Abyss.
Yeah, and for a good reason, for sure. And you'd think with Corrode that might be a similar story, but was this the Mountaineer map pick for Corrode?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's been their first map for so many.
It has.
Series.
It's been a lot.
It could be, but I feel like the map picks for the Mountaineers are more the Havens, the Lotuses, the Binds that they're a little more comfortable on.
Big up Haven.
Yeah.
Haven enjoyer.
I love the Haven. The Bind has been getting better too, but I think they're struggling on Corrode because the comp they're deciding to run. And it's a good comp and they play it well, but that double duelist with the Neon Waylay as opposed to like a Yoru Waylay, you don't have the flashes. You're living off of stuns and the slows from Yearn and the paranoia from Guck. You don't have a legitimate flash. It's harder to take the space on the site, especially through a Vice. So, you're really playing the speed demon where you're trying to take space on the map quick, but it's hard to do that into the comp that Winthrop is running, so they're forced to play slow and methodically. And Winthrop's just picking them apart in these isolated 1v1s as we see Yearn go down early. And the operator picked up once again by Guck.
I mean, yeah, there's a solid guy that had the operator in the hands of here. Mountaineers electing once again here to rotate out. See the Outlaw in the hands of Ace7 playing this right-hand corner. Glyph nearby. Once these smokes go down, they force to teleport out. Razor wire still there.
Ace77's really good with the cowboy guns.
He is. He's a cowboy.
The Marshal, the Outlaw, and does catch that jump peek from Ali, and the stun's going to come through along with that snake bite. Ollie's going to take a little bit of damage. The flank from Governor finds 3.
Defenders win.
Right when it looked like West Virginia had a chance. Governor just decides to take a stroll through attacker spawn and find 3 before they can do anything about it, and they're going to take Corrode 13-9. West Virginia once again losing map 1. Once again, it's Corrode. And we're going to map 2, which is unknown.
Yeah, I mean, Corrode, I'm not sure if I'm loving the picks on it, if I'm being honest. Like you said, that double duelist doesn't seem to work very well, especially we saw that on defense there. Just, it's hard, like you said, when you have that Viper on one side, you have got to pick whatever site that Viper's going to be on. You got to load the other one with 3. And then when that happens, then you just don't have anything for slowdown. You only have snake bites. The Viper wall goes down. You really don't have any way to defend. And we saw, I mean, those floods were just lethal.
Yeah, and that double duelist, you know, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the Waylay Neon can work, and
It can,
has worked
100%.
for the Mountaineers. I mean,
Maybe
it's
not.
worked for them in the past. It's worked for some other teams in the past. But as opposed to, like I said, that Waylay Yoru that some of the pro teams are playing, or the solo Yoru, when you're playing into a comp like Winthrop is running with the Vice and the Viper, there's so much delay. There's so much utility from that Viper and the Vice, and it's hard to play through without a flash, without the Yoru TP. And on the defensive side, you have, you know, 3 agents potentially from Winthrop that can lurk into your site. So we saw it so many times where moobs would get some early damage on a site, and then West Virginia full rotate over, opting to play retake on the other site, and then by the time you get there, it's already set up with the Viper utility. You know, it's a whole thing, and the Mountaineers started that comeback on attack, couldn't get it done. It's off to map 2.
It's off the map 2, and hopefully we're going to see a little bit stronger of a map here for the Mountaineers. You got any predictions for that?
Depending on the map, I'll get back to you on that.
Okay. I guess that.
Oh wait, were you asking what?
I was
map it's gonna be?
asking the
I thought you
prediction.
meant who's gonna win the map?
No, I was
Oh.
asking what your prediction on the map is, and you say,
fault.
depending on the map, I'll get back to you
Depending
on
on the
that.
map.
I was like,
I'll get back to you. I think we're gonna see Haven.
I was thinking Haven too.
Map 2 has been Haven in like all of our games this year, so I'd imagine that it's probably our pick.
Yeah, and I also think if Mountaineers are going to have a solid
Either
chance.
Haven or Lotus. You know, it could be Bond. You know, it could be any of the maps.
Wow, you really fell apart there on the prediction. You
I
went
did.
from it's 100% going to be Haven, then it could be this, and you know what? No, I have
It
no
could also
clue.
be Bind. I mean, it could be. You know, I saw them scrimming Bind earlier. It could be Bind.
You know, it could be any map in the game.
You know, they could just say screw it and play Pearl.
They could do that. They could also
Could be
lose.
Ascent.
They could lose.
Could be Ascent.
Yeah.
Out of the map pool.
I think we're going to
So-
see a Haven. I mean, we saw Haven last week against Winthrop. Or
Give me
excuse me.
Fracture.
Yep.
Give me Fracture. And give me an ad break, and we'll get back to you in this next map.
It's not my fault I talk too much, damn it! I was waiting for you like a rain summertime. I would miss you like I never missed with someone else. Hold my hand and tell me you don't wanna go away.
With insoles.
Welcome back, everybody, to West Virginia University Esports. We are back on map 2, and guess what? I was right. It's Haven.
I would argue I was more correct because you kind of picked 3 maps. I was dead set on Haven. I was. I said Haven 100%. You said, Bind. You said Lotus. I said no, Gabe. You silly goose. It's going to be Haven. I know it. They've told me. I have foresight. You said no Fate. I think it's going to be Pearl.
I mean, what if you're just evil, though? I think you might just be evil and
Maybe.
a liar.
Maybe.
Regardless, West Virginia coming out with the comp we've been seeing them run this year on the Haven. Well, the same comp they've been running for about a year now. On the
Whoa.
Haven. Ooh,
What was that?
Technical issue. It happens. Regardless, Winthrop running a comp they have run on Haven. We don't see too much these days. The Jet being the double dose character with a Yoru. Typically, you see a Yoru ISO. This time, I believe it's Infiltrator opting for that Jet rather than the ISO. A little bit more of a movement-based character, a little bit more flexibility with how you play the map. Regardless, West Virginia, that pretty typical double initiator with that breach Sova trying to activate dinks on that Neon as much as possible. One difference, though, we're seeing Urine on the Cypher rather than the Killjoy. We've seen him on the Killjoy a decent amount on this map throughout the season. This time opting for the Cypher. A bit of a more consistent agent, you can say, on the defensive half. But we're starting on attack here, the more favored side of Haven, one could say.
I would agree. So I mean that triple site a lot of times is very hard to defend, and you have so many rotates going on. It's a whole thing. You know, we all love Haven here, but it can be a difficult one to defend. The Mountaineers a lot of times make it work in the end, but most of them go down here onto Garage. The likes of Ali, we're gonna see.
Governor walked all the way up. Or excuse me, I was wrong. It's Governor taking the jet with Infiltrator on the Yorio, so I got those two mixed up. But regardless, I mean, like you said, taking all of that space up through A, getting punished by Dinks and company, but the lurk from Yearn caught out moments after by moves, and now running straight into the tripwire is Dinks somehow surviving with 15 HP. So you keep that Sheriff, you keep the Neon. The smoke's going to be on CT. The Paranoia comes in, but the stun is going to keep them at bay so far. Winthrop can't quite push in through CT just yet. And they have 2 players up in heaven. Or no, excuse me, just 1 player up in heaven.
Yeah, very interesting there. Will get taken out by moves, though. Moves finding his second here of the match. Infiltrator gets one. Ali gets another, and somehow, somewhere the tides have turned. It is all now up to 87 playing here in Hell. He's taken out by Infiltrator soon after, and that was an insane retake by Winthrop. You'd think Mountaineers had that one in the bag, and the pieces just simply fell apart.
You know, last week against Maryville on this map, we really sang the praises of the Mountaineers. Because for the past year and a half, right, we've been saying West Virginia has been struggling on these post plants. They've been struggling on taking a site and keeping it. And they did that last week. They were able to defend Maryville's retakes. This time, you know, judging off of that pistol round, it's not looking like that's going to be the case again. I mean, you had the site, you had the numbers advantage, and Winthrop's just able to walk in through CT and take pot shots through heaven and just do whatever they want. Infiltrator getting 3 there when you had Dinks alive with the Sheriff in hand. And now the Sonar Dart coming through towards C. The Mountaineers on their eco round. Infiltrator holding that Outlaw and sitting close up in the smoke towards C. So West Virginia has to change their direction, hit another site, and it looks like the pings are going to be showing a B hit for this eco round.
Yeah, we see Mountaineers kind of taking a lot of space here outside of Garage. Infiltrator does have that Outlaw, like you mentioned, holding down space over on C long. Mountaineers kind of just bundled up here on mid. Now the attack coming here on B. Only 1 player to beat. But he doesn't get beat. Governor finds him with the Judge. Gets another one with the Judge on Excite. That is 2 Mountaineer players now down on this attack. Guck gets a trade out, though.
Really 2 HP. Here for Guck 107. Yearn taken out by moves. The Cypher counterpart. And the Spectres reign supreme as the eco round, excuse me, from the Mountaineers. All for naught now going into the bonus here for Winthrop. Keeping the Judge, keeping the Outlaw, the Mountaineers with guns. This has to be the round where you start to pick up the pace on your preferred half of Haven. And 3 stack on the east side.
Yeah, and also the prediction might be paying off. Here's Mountaineers are going to be stacking here onto A as well. The Lurk obviously will be coming in here from Yearn with the Vandal. Hasn't had too much success as of yet. Silver Dart over here for A-Long. No one there. We saw Governor try to walk up last time. He played very well on B with the Judge in that last round, taking out 2 players for getting traded out by Guck.
In West Virginia, wary of the Outlaw and the Judge playing very defaulty. And now 77 Excite are just backing up towards spawn. Have to be careful of a potential lurk. Yearn is watching for a walkout through Garage. So far, no movement from Winthrop. The TP from Infiltrators being sent back towards C site so we can take this more aggressive angle. And now the lurk from Yearn's coming back up through Garage. West Virginia 4 stacked through window here looking towards B. Guck still remaining around A site. And West Virginia really slow, kind of awkward positioning here, just poking and prodding wherever they can.
Scanning ahead.
Looks like A77 and Guck are still trying to take the site on A, and I think that's the cue. Governor leaves, goes back to A site, and West Virginia probably not knowing that, still going to make their way to take the
30
space.
seconds left.
Slow and methodical. Winthrop have barely moved from their initial positions, and now here comes the initiation for the Mountaineers. The Stun comes through the wall from Dinks. Straight into backside, but Governor's Judge still finding value. Dinks gets the trade. Now playing from Hell. Guck swings out, finds moves, and now from CT, there's 3 Winthrop players, but the spike's on the ground. West Virginia doesn't have time to get the plant down. And a clean execute doesn't matter because you took so much time getting there. The spike doesn't get planted, and Winthrop wins their bonus off of time.
That's a heartbreaking way to go out there. Your spike player walks into sight, goes down, and you just cannot get the plant off in time. We saw, I mean, Dinks able to make so much space there with the Neon, finding one on the intrigue as well, doing his job very well, but all for naught there in the end. As the plant just simply does not have enough time, and now, like you said, Winthrop winning their bonus rounds on what should be their weaker side here on defense, but as of right now, it's looking extraordinarily strong.
Absolutely. And now West Virginia, I mean, losing a round that they, you know, just some silly mistakes led to the loss of that round. And now back to this defaulty behavior. We saw this last week. I commented on it against Maryville, West Virginia. Yearn being the play caller these days, at least as of last week. I would imagine it's the same here. Is opting for this team to play much slower than they have in the past. And I love this play from the Mountaineers. That stun from Dinks, slowing down the walkout from Governor so they can cross the smoke for good measure for the rest of their team to potentially come through the operator in the hands of Governor. But the Mountaineers are going to leave that space that they took.
That's a good idea, though. You cannot see Governor playing on that operator. You probably sense the rotates coming in as well. Just kind of give up that space now. Going over here to C, which has not been taken as of yet from Mountaineers. I'll have to go for either A or B site in these first 3 rounds.
A sprint through the cage, so much sound showing the West Virginia Mountaineers are getting towards C site, and they are, but Moobs shuts down Dinks early, so all that speed now turned to nothing. Ali finds that last one, puts the Mountaineers in a 2v5. Winthrop swarming on the C site. And the Mountaineers are just going to have to play for a plant. I mean, Excite and Yearn, the last 2 alive. Excite with just a Sheriff, and Governor is going to get a quick 2-piece with the operator at the end. Winthrop's off to a 4-0 start, but the Mountaineers, I mean, it very well could be 2-2.
Yeah, and timeout's going to come in here, and I mean, we're seeing once again Winthrop just kind of taking what they please, winning these unwinnable rounds. The Mountaineers are struggling to hold the space that they're taking. You know, they walk up onto A, you know, like a Cincy operator, kind of use a lot of utility to kind of clear it out, but just in the end still end up rotating over to C, making a lot of noise in garage. Just does not work out in their favor. Moobs and Governor both finding 5 already here in these first couple of rounds. Governor finding a lot of value with that operator there in round 4. And we're seeing Gok. I mean, Gok playing very well as of right now, but Excite, Yearn still killless.
Just can't get anything going. I mean, your duelist isn't being activated as of right now. The one time you do get a clean execute on the site, the spike is left behind. You lose the round. You lose that momentum. You lose the eco. And instead of Winthrop going into a broken buy, they go into a full buy, up 3 rounds to 0, you know, because they get a free bonus.
That goes there.
Now Governor once again keeping that operator, per usual. You got to get something on the board here.
Have to.
Virginia.
Gotta get the operator out of Governor's hand as well. He's so far made it a pretty useful gun for him, finding at least 2 or 3 in that last round alone. It's still going to be very strong here. He's going to be playing actually aggressive outside of garage, and Glyph finds one of the Guk. Gets traded out immediately after by Dinks.
Yes, Dinks does get that trade, that smoke. Very aggressive here. Up towards A, and now once again slowing down is West Virginia. Excite holding that spike towards A, where all of Moob's utility is stacked up, sitting up in heaven. And it looks like, you know, with how well Winthrop's been playing in these gunfights, there's just really not a correct path to choose for West Virginia. I mean, you try to fight Garage, and Governor takes you out with the operator. You try to hit A, and you just get spammed out through heaven, and all this cypher utility slows you down. You try to hit C, and you have the Yoru there with the Omen as backup. Like, There's just nowhere really to go. They are going to get some space here on A.
Gotta go.
As moves falls, all that utility disappears, but like Winthrop doesn't even have to get through CT before they can get a
30
kill for the
seconds left.
retake. I mean, that was Ali from all the way in the doorway catching out
Last
A77.
player standing.
Governor follows it up, picks up a Vandal instead of the Operator for these last few kills with 3 on the round, and West Virginia just picked apart Winthrop. It's like vultures out here.
Yeah, and Governor picking that Operator back up once again. Jumped down from heaven, found 2. And a solid site retake there, but more or less only because Winthrop allowed it. They just swarm back on. Beautiful utility usage there. And making it look easy right now. Glyph finds his first kill here in the series, and now once again, that bonus round earlier really by the Mountaineers in the background now when it comes to the economy.
This goes here.
Kind of on a slightly broken bike, like having that Spectre Guardian in the hands of Guck.
My thanks.
Winthrop, though, full Vandals on an Operator with a lot of money to spare. This is not looking good for what should be an attacker-sided map right now.
Absolutely. I mean, Winthrop's not even doing anything too special. They're just holding their sights, they're holding their angles, and West Virginia's not putting themselves in advantageous enough positions. And you are close to a few ultimates, but none within grasp this round outside of that Omen teleport. An op shot rings out from Governor from spawn, trying to find Urine, who's holding that flank angle, but no value just yet. And once again, I mean, we're seeing this 4-stack from the Mountaineers slowly leaving A site. And it's pick your poison, fight through Garage and try to get through Ali. Move towards C and walk straight into this Operator. Luckily, this drone comes out from its sight and finds Governor on the swing, so baited that one out, and it looks like A site's going to be the one to hit. Cypher, you still there, but Cypher aims towards B.
We're good.
Out comes the stun. Dinks is going
30
to
seconds
put up the
left.
wall. Does have the intuition to break. The trip slides through, finds Glyph, who's hit by the Paranoia, but instantly traded out by Moobs. Infiltrator and Moobs still holding strong. The 2-man defense taking out 3 from the Mountaineers.
Last
And it's a
player standing.
3v2, in theory winnable, but Governor pops the Blade Storm, and as with the clock winding down, the spike not planted, it's just Winthrop all over the place.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, they have the space there, but that 2-man defense just putting in absolute work on site there. And Mountaineers, once again, falling short on attack. Can't even get the bomb down that time. And it is all pistols here in round 7.
Yes, this should do. Oh, this is
Seeing
a
Cypher
nice
kind of shift his
there.
sight over here on a C.
I'm out of here.
The 2 duelists elected to take an aggressive angle onto A, and it might work out in their favor. Omen TP coming through.
Dinks is gonna pop the overclock, finds 2 right in front of him, stacked up, but Governor with the Operator. The quick scope. Rings out at his Infiltrator, credited with that kill. Governor now at half HP. West Virginia just lost their duelist and their overclock, and we're just dry walking into an Operator. Urine falls, A77 tries to walk forward, and Governor 3 looking for their 4th. Is A77 just as a sheriff? A tale as old as time. Here comes the cavalry, the flash out, looking to try to get an exit kill, but it's Moobs with the knife. Ending that round, Winthrop is up 7-0 here on match point map.
Yeah, I mean, the Governor Operator is governing this Mountaineer team right now. 3 deaths for him, not a single death for Ali as of right now, making the utility work. Staying alive is one of the most important things you can do as a controller. Having that utility, recharging your smokes throughout the round. That is leading to the 7-0 lead here for Winthrop. Oh my goodness. Dinks once again trying to walk out, but Garage is simply too hot as Governor takes him out swiftly. And once again, the Mountaineers finding themselves down a man early on in the round.
And this looks like a West Virginia attack that's a little bit mentally checked out. I mean, like I said earlier, Winthrop's not even doing much really special. They're just doing it well, right? They have their game plan. They're sticking to it. It's give Governor the op and hold aggressive angles, and West Virginia just can't get any inch of map space. And now with this 4-stack, nobody to clear it, no drone to check it out, and it's Glyph finding 2, turning this to a 4v2. Duck and Excite against the world here. Governor, that operator, looking to get the swing out, and that crouch swing is just lethal. Governor. Just getting stats on stats on stats today. The spike hasn't been planted in, I think, at all this half.
I think it was planted
Maybe
twice.
pistol
It
round.
was
It was planted
planted pistol
pistol
round, and then it also was planted, I think,
pistol
round
round.
4 or 5. They have the defuse as
Now
well.
a timeout from Terms to try to give West Virginia something to build off of. I mean, you have the defense half. You know, if we want to, you know, sniff some hopium here, if West Virginia rattles off 4 in a row, they get to an 8-4 half, even a 9-3 half, getting to this defensive side, you have the potential for the comeback. I mean, we've seen West Virginia was up 10-3 on Maryville on Haven. Maryville brought it back on the defensive half. You know, West Virginia did end up winning that, but leads are never not comebackable in the game Valorant, right?
Yes, 100%.
Does that make sense?
100%.
I mean, especially at the collegiate level, we see a potential comeback almost every week in NACE play. Division 1 as well, we've seen a lot of comebacks from different teams. The question is, can West Virginia be the team to come back rather than the team that has to try to win against a comeback, which we've seen multiple times. It's got to start now on a broken bye with a Phantom, 2 Sheriffs, or 1 Sheriff, a Spectre, and a Guardian. Actually, all that just went out the window. West Virginia's still deciding what they're going to buy. 3 Guardians, a Phantom, and a Stinger. In it to Governor's Operator, who's 14-4, just 8 rounds in.
Yeah, but Ollie electing to kind of get that Outlaw here, even on the full buy rounds, could come in useful.
That's a massive outlaw buy. I mean, you recognize West Virginia doesn't have a lot of money. They're not going to have money for full shields. So that outlaw's going to be a 1-shot. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. Dinks sprints his way in. Nobody immediately on site.
Oh.
Are they going to stack up? Not quite. Dinks finds the first, but Governor is like immortal with that operator. Bullets just like whiz past him, it seems. The paranoia from Guck. Playing with the idea. Opts to smoke instead. Out comes the aftershock. Sprinting into the smoke while blinded by the paranoia is Governor, who still finds A77 with the shorty. The Hunter's Fury from Excite doesn't find any value.
Player standing.
And then it's a 3v2. And Governor took no damage that round. Smoked off. Paranoid. Slid on by a Neon. And somehow comes out with an operator and $7,300 in the bank. And 3 kills. It's just insane. 17-4 through 9 rounds. Governor's just unstoppable.
I mean, this man just cannot be beat as of right now. He just, I don't know if he got like some force field around him or if he has some sort of just like some matrix bullet dodging, but this guy cannot seem to take enough damage to go down. I mean, gone down.
No damage at all.
Yeah, just somehow, some way, and even in situations where he's been caught out, the guy next to him goes down, and somehow he makes it out alive and gets the quick scope, gets the refrag. This works out in his favor every single time through and through. Mountaineers have played this A site time and time again, and Governor.
Are they going to clear Governor? Okay, good cage. Huge cage.
Oh, no.
With the
Oh,
slide
my
in to avoid the
goodness.
drone.
Oh my goodness, Governor!
Chill out, Governor. I mean, West Virginia took the right play. Throw the cage down, drone it out before you walk past, and he just jet dashes in with a shorty and finds 2. I mean, first off, nerf the shorty. Second off, Governor is out of his mind. It does finally get taken out. Only his 5th death of the half, 10 rounds in. But
Last player standing.
still puts Winthrop in an advantageous position, despite West Virginia being up a player. Still gives time for Ollie and moves to set up in the right positions. Although A77 does clutch that one out. On the Thrifty, I mean, through the chaos of that play, I kind of lost track of the sight that West Virginia was winning.
I know, but I mean, coming back,
You put one up, you have the
Yeah.
guns. We could see a 9-3 half here.
we could, but the pockets are simply so deep right now for Winthrop. They have been just loading up. Their savings accounts are strong, and they're once again on another full buy here. But if they're able to lose this round, you're definitely going to see a 9-3. But the Mountaineers finally, Yearn with that operator has yet to find a kill here in this half. Maybe that'll change now with the operator's hand. Oh my goodness, Governor has missed an operator shot. I repeat, he has missed an operator shot. Dinks takes him out swiftly afterwards. A nice play shot with the Phantom. And now
Absolutely.
momentum might be shifting towards Mountaineers right now.
I know
West Virginia, they have to hit this fight fast. When they get these early kills, they're still opting to be slow, methodical, wait for the utility to come through. But when you get the early pick on a Governor, you have to just flood the site. And they try to do that there, but this time it's Infiltrator shutting it down. Page is up, and it's just a shooting gallery down long, and Moobs finding 4. Defenders win that one, going to double digits already, 10-1.
Last
That
round in the
round was
half.
as chaotic as ever, but looking back to the round where Governor got that double, you know, it was like when it's like when LeBron hits a crazy, like, you know, 360 dunk on a breakaway, but they're down by 10.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is so cool, but we're still
what a big
losing.
round, but West Virginia's winning, so like we're distracted by that. West Virginia still won their round. Couldn't get the second one in a row, so now back to a Sheriff and a Bucky in this bye.
I have to point out Moobs and Governor now with that operator. Moobs kind of picking up where Governor left off last round. Governor did miss that first shot over there on a long, and once again, we're going to see a fast take from the Mountaineers right now. This is the last round, but Moobs starting down the Dings ultimate Glyph, getting one on the Guk, and now it is a 5v3 for Winthrop, make it a 4v3. Big sprays coming in through.
2v3 is winnable here. Excite only at 4 HP. Oh, but the flank with the operator from Governor. Just free map space for Winthrop. And a team ace comes through to put Winthrop 11-1.
Switching sides.
I mean, an 8-4 you can believe, a 9-3 I can believe, a 10-2, yeah, I can believe. But when Governor is 20-6, Moobs is 15-7, and you're up 11-1, it looks like, you know,
I
a
mean,
little bit hard to believe, a little bit of a chalk it up kind of.
Governor is currently outscoring everybody combined, excluding Dinks on the Mountaineer roster. And that is not a sight you want to see if you're a Mountaineer fan. But now, I mean, going into this defense, this has been an attack-sided map through and through most of the time, but Winthrop kind of flipping that on his head here, going 11-1 on defense. And now we're going to see, can they attack like they defend here on Haven?
Here on this pistol round, I mean, West Virginia has played very well on the defensive half of Haven. I believe, you know, went up
Wow, my arcade's
9-3, maybe 10-2 against Maryville, starting on defense. So, you know, if there's going to be a side where they do it, it's going to be here. Infiltrator getting the trade onto Dinks, keeping this a 4v4 on the pistols. The smoke comes through into Link there from Garage. And Governor had the spike up on C site and just decides to walk off of it because Moobs is getting free space onto B, finding 2. Duck shuts it down, keeping it to a manageable 2v3. But that little fake, as Guk is running towards A, is the cue for Governor to sprint back to C and get a free plant. Winthrop spread out. Guk might be able to isolate a 1v1 here, but Yearn goes down. Finds one, had to reload. 2 bullets, a reswing. Oh, and it's a little knife fight here.
Remaining.
3 killed.
Guk does pick up the classic
Cover
to
going
get it
out.
done. A little bit of friendly banter there with the knives. Now walking out of smoke. Ah, there you go. It's gonna
Glyph
be
wins the
good
knife fight in the
time.
end.
Yeah. And now it's gonna be match point
Match point.
for Winthrop. 12-1 on a Haven map that we believed so hard West Virginia had played so well on this season, but it's just Governor popping off with Moobs right behind. I mean, Infiltrator playing very well again. It's just Moobs, Infiltrator, Ollie, and Glyph haven't really had a chance to get the frags because Governor's just doing it all himself early in the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, Governor is just 20-7 here is absolutely diabolical. Moves 17 kills of his own, and now the Mountaineers once again here on match point, just not in an advantageous position. And here comes Moves with the Spectre. Can't make it work. Sight takes him down.
West
Governor,
Virginia up
excuse
2
me.
players now walking in here. Dinks with the Stinger. And, Phantom in sewers. It's going to catch out Excite. West Virginia does have a decent handle on this A site. Can they hold it for long? The chip damage coming through from the shock
Player
darts. Moobs
standing.
just warming up in a death match there.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness. A77 finds the last 2 heads of the Winthrop roster, takes them out accordingly, and it's now 12-2. They've taken 1 round on each half. This one much earlier than the last.
Moobs hit that nasty triple kill. All 3 180ing around to click the heads, and then A77 shows off a nice little sheriff clip of his own. Moobs also reaching that 20 kill mark, so right up there with Governor, just 1 more death, so Governor will remain at the top of that leaderboard.
Mountaineers finally, though, I mean, I don't know how long it's been, but they are actually over the economy here of Winthrop. Last bonus happened. Didn't really go their way. Wasn't a beautiful bonus, I'm going to be honest. But regardless, if they can take this one here and then win every single round, it's winnable. It's winnable.
I mean, it's always winnable.
It's always winnable. It's always winnable until it's not.
It's always winnable until the map's over.
Yep.
As I like to say. And it's going to start with a sheriff play like that from A77. Do you have the buy to keep that momentum going? That's up
See,
in the
yeah,
air.
the issue when you're playing a game like Valorant here is if you're on match point this early on, no matter how good you play, most of the time 1 round's going to sneak on through. You know, the economy's not going to be in your favor, and you're going to lose one. And I feel like it's kind of what we're going to see here if the Mountaineers are even able to twist this thing around and start playing way better.
Yeah, full sheriffs and a Bucky here for Winthrop. I mean, look at this map space they're taking.
Yeah, insane.
I mean, West Virginia, I mean, Yearn holding a really close angle up here. But nobody is in garage. There's a 4-stack on B. Yearn is up in C main. Infiltrator finds the kill on a lurk up towards A, but I mean, Glyph is in your spawn. Governor is in long. I mean, Yearn is going to swing and get the kill. A77 also catches out Ollie on the lurk, so despite all this map space, the gunplay from West Virginia is going to keep them up.
Yeah, somehow, some way, and now a little upgrade here for Moobs, who's been playing out of his mind so far here on Haven.
Have to be wary of Glyph, who's just coming through B site. Has not been pinged out by the Mountaineers yet.
Player standing.
And the jump through
30
from
seconds left.
Guck
Spike
does bait
down,
himself,
C.
so Moobs can go down. But you're looking at the wrong spot. Excite Guck, or excuse me, A77. Guck does catch out the lurk here from Glyph. Just as a sheriff, this would be a sheriff play among sheriff plays to end the map. The spam through puts him at 61 HP.
10 seconds left.
Just the spams through. Clock is winding down. West Virginia does catch their 3rd round of the map. So you're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance, but now this is going to be an important one here. Mountaineers facing off against a full buy Winthrop squad, which has notoriously not gone their way so far here. They can pull this one off. The chances are only growing, I'll tell you that much. The odds are forever growing in their favor until they lose, but
This is a nice spot.
hopefully we'll not see that here on Haven, at least not too early. We're going to see a nice Cypher setup here from Moobs.
Infiltrator's gonna catch out Dinks so early in this round on B with that swing out through window. Moves with Excite as well. I mean, West Virginia just peeking out early, trying to take these early gunfights and losing a few of them. Yearn is gonna find Glyph, which makes it a 2v3. The guns are even, but Ollie does have a judge. So if you can keep these gunfights at range and win a couple of them, it could be winnable. But with CT smoked and tripped off, there's Ollie walking right into the smoke with that judge. And Cubby, no less, holding that paranoia.
Spike planted.
Second smoke comes through. A77 has to be extremely careful
Last
of this
player
position from
standing.
Ollie. As A77 walks right up into heaven to be taken out. And Yearn can't clear Ollie with the judge, and it's going to be a 13-3 map in favor of Winthrop on Haven to take the series 2 maps to 0. West Virginia falls in NACE play to Winthrop. I mean, Moobs 23-10, Governor 20-10. I mean, just diabolical.
complete diabolical there, and we're seeing, I mean, Moobs and Governor just playing out of their
59
mind.
ACS, 353 ACS, 265 ACS. I mean, Winthrop was shooting today.
They were shooting and they were hitting those shots. I'll tell you what, I mean, this isn't no, I'm just firing off and I'm missing. This is I'm getting 3 every single round with my Vandal, or excuse my Operator, and there's just nothing you can do to stop me. And that was basically the role of Governor that round, is just take out as many as you can. Either
The op and let him shoot.
yeah, it's just target practice. He's shooting cans outside right now.
Playing paintball.
He's playing paintball, but hey, what do you do, right, guys?
Unfortunate break for the Mountaineers. They looked good for a while there in Corrode, kept it close for a minute, but Haven just got out of their hands quick.
Yeah.
And going down 9-0.
Yeah.
Tough break after a really close one last week against Maryville. Can they bounce back next week, where they play, I want to say St. Clair. Maybe that's 2 weeks from now. They play a good team next week, I believe. Regardless, coming up next, we have another Lotus Rocket League doubleheader on Tuesday. You're not going to want to miss it. A potential Call of Duty stream on Friday for
Yeah.
the Black Ops 7 beta. Yeah, that is next week.
Yeah, next week against St. Clair is going to be a tough one. And then you got Ball State, then you got Cumberland. So
yeah, a gauntlet so far.
big time gauntlet here in this NACE foul
you
play.
open up with UT Dallas. You go straight into Maryville, followed it up by Winthrop, and now you're going into St. Clair. So 1-2 on the season in NACE, but the 2 losses, I mean, the Winthrop one a little bit more demoralizing.
Yeah.
And Maryville, where you kept it very close through 3 maps.
Well,
There's some work to do.
there's some work to do, and I
Work to do
think
for
there's
Mountaineers
some.
still. I mean, new player, Urine has been playing very well all season, but, kind of throwing him into the fire here in NACE with Maryville and Winthrop back-to-back. Like we said, Winthrop just shutting down everything Urine tried to do.
Yep.
Especially on Haven. Finished, I believe, like 4-16 that map. Regardless, Rocket League doubleheader on Tuesday, another Call of Duty and Valorant doubleheader next Wednesday. You don't want to miss it. Black Ops 7 beta stream on Friday. Also, don't want to miss it.
So
Keep
much
an eye
stuff
on
you don't
our
want to
socials.
miss.
Keep an eye on our socials, our TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, always active at WVU Esports, YouTube, also getting up and running this year. That's all we got for you tonight.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good night.